Hello, first grade. Today I want to read to you Babar and the Ghost by Laurent de Brunhoff. As I read this book, I want you to think about the settings in the book. Babar and the Ghost. It was a perfect day for a hike. King Babar and Queen Celeste got their families' backpacks and they set off with the children, Palm, Flora, and Alexander. Soon Cornelius and the old lady wanted to rest. Babar promised that we could all go the way to the Black Castle, said Cousin Arthur. We have plenty of time, said the old lady, and she stretched out her legs. Just as they came upon the Black Castle, a storm broke out. The sky drew dark, and the wind began to howl. Big drops of rain started to fall. Arthur ran ahead. "Let's go into the castle and get out of the rain," he said. Cornelius shook his head. "No, that is a terrible idea," he said. "That castle looks haunted." Babar laughed. "Surely you don't believe in ghosts, Cornelius. Come on, haunted or not, let's go in." They walked down the castle's long hall. Suddenly Arthur saw a white shape. It came and went so fast that he wondered if he had really seen it. Babar quickly built a big fire, and they began to dry off. "Will it never stop raining?" sighed the old lady. "Oh dear," whined Cornelius, who hated mice and spiders. Arthur said nothing about the white shape. For once, he didn't want to frighten Cornelius. I hope you've noticed that our setting right now is inside the castle. It did not stop raining, and Babar and Celeste decided that they'd spend the night in the castle. "Hooray!" cried the children. "Now we can go exploring." They ran through the empty castle, down dark corridors, over squeaking and creaking floors. "A ghost! A ghost!" they whined, trying to sound like Cornelius. While chasing one another and laughing, they bumped into a big suit of armor. It fell over with a loud crash. They stopped laughing when the suit of armor began to move. It sat up, it lifted its helmet, and a ghost poked his head out. A real ghost. Without a sound, the ghost rose out of the heavy suit of armor. The terrified children fled up the big staircase. They rushed up to Babar and Celeste. Their hearts pounded as they told about the ghost. "I warned you this castle was haunted," grumbled Cornelius. Babar calmed everyone. Come, he said. "There's no such thing as ghosts. Now we must sleep. We've had a long day. We will all sleep together in this room, and we'll go back to Celesteville early tomorrow." Babar, Celeste, and the old lady fell asleep right away. Soon Cornelius was asleep too, but not the children. They were too excited. "Why don't we try to find the ghost again?" whispered Arthur. "Do you think it's a good idea?" asked Alexander. "Let's go," said Flora, and they all crept silently out to the hallway. The children wandered from room to room. Suddenly they heard a deep voice. "Good evening. I'm Baron Bardula." "The ghost is behind them. It is a painting of me as a brave knight long, long ago." Then he disappeared and in a moment returned, walking right through the wall. What a good trick! The Baron was a friendly ghost. he showed the children around the castle and told them of battles and adventures long ago. Pom pleaded, "Oh, you must come with us to Celestville." "Oh, yes, that might be fun," said the ghost with a smile. "It is so quiet here." Early the next morning, they all started back to Celestville. "Why are the children lagging behind so?" wondered Barbara. "They usually run ahead of us." Cornelius was happy to get away from the castle. If he had only known that the ghost was following them home. Everyone in Celestville greeted them with questions. "Where were you during the storm? What did you do all night?" Arthur ran to his friend Zephyr, the monkey. "Just wait, and I'll tell you everything," he whispered. So now our setting has changed. The characters have left the castle and they're now in Celestville. Arthur told Zephyr about the ghost and his tricks. "Only we children can see them. What fun we can have," said Arthur. And indeed, funny things did begin to happen. The old lady and Celeste were drinking lemonade in the garden. Slowly, the pitcher rose in the air and filled their glasses. "Did you see that?" they cried. Arthur and Barbara were planting flowers when suddenly they heard the lawnmower. It was running all by itself. Put, 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 it went right through the flowers. Arthur burst out laughing. "I didn't think that was funny," said Arthur angrily. "Your friend Zephyr started the mower, didn't he?" Arthur giggled. "No, he didn't," he said. While Cornelius was reading in the study, he felt someone snatch his eyeglasses. He dropped his book and jumped up in surprise. "Someone stole my glasses," he complained to Barbara. "Did you do it, Alexander?" asked Barbara. "Not me," said Alexander. After dinner, Barbara and Celeste were happily playing music with Arthur and the old lady. Suddenly, there was a loud, sour squawk from the saxophone. "Who did that?" shouted Barbara. Arthur laughed. He knew. The next day, the ghost had a good time in the park, and with Alexander and Zephyr. Nobody understood what was going on, but the ghost's favorite game was hide and seek. The children chased him, knocking over chairs and calling, "Baron, Baron, where are you?" There he was. Then he disappeared. They finally found him in a chest of drawers, all neatly folded like a sheet. The children choked with laughter. Just then the door flew open. "What's all this racket about?" said Barbara. Barbara was wondering how to put an end to this strange happenings when suddenly horns began honking, tires screeched, and everyone began shouting. The blue car was racing through all the traffic. Barbara couldn't believe his eyes. The car had no driver. The police, along with Barbara, Zephyr, and Arthur, took off after the blue car, but the driverless blue car was too fast. Then Barbara got a message on his radio headset. The principal of the school couldn't control his students. The children refused to leave the playground. They are all pretending to play with a ghost. "Of course, there is no ghost," said the principal. Barbara frowned. "Let's hurry to the school," he said. "We must find out once and for all what's going on." In the school playground, the children were shouting, "The ghost! See the ghost!" Barbara saw no ghost. Then suddenly he understood. He said, "Ghost, if you're there, listen to me. This can't go on. You are turning everything topsy-turvy in Celestville. Go back to your castle." Bardula did not answer. Barbara was very upset, but his words had not been wasted. That evening, when the moon appeared, Bardula told the children that he was going home. I had a wonderful time, thanks to you, but I must admit that this lively life is tiring me out. The children waved goodbye and begged him to return. I shall, my friends, I shall, said the ghost as he faded into the night sky. I hope you enjoyed our little ghost story.